Hi everyone, so this is my first vlog for the Pocket Beauty blog spot, and today I'm just going to do really simple basics that are in my makeup bag and kind of like just an average daily look that I go for. To start off, it's probably useful for you to know that I have a dry, oily combination skin. So some of the products I use, for example, the Uemura POREraser, that is a dry and it's quite a matte finish, which is really good for me when I am having an oily day. If you have dry skin, I would definitely go for something a little bit different. Perhaps the MAC Prep and Prime. That one will give you a slightly more luminous look to your skin. This one is, however, really good to counteract with maybe a glossier or a more sheen finish foundation, so like the Touche Éclat foundation. This marries really nicely with it. We are going to use this one today. This is lovely. This is a mousse. This is in a limited edition container. I think that this was £28. Well worth it. You've got quite a lot of it in the can. I really like the can as well. The packaging's really fun, and you know, it can really make your makeup table and your dressing table look quite interesting and funky. And there are loads of different versions of this. So always just give it a little shake. I always just tilt the lid, I don't know if you can see that there, just so that it comes out neater and you don't really get a spurting from me. So I'd probably say that is about enough for me. If you're going out in an evening, then maybe use a bit more, because obviously your makeup is going to have to last you a little bit longer, and obviously if you're sweating from loads of dancing and stuff, then you do want it just to be a slightly more prolonged wear. So moving it in circular motions, this does as well apply really nicely with a beauty blender, but I quite like using my fingers because I feel like when I use my foundation, I use a brush, and like this just gets everywhere. Honestly, this is really nice as well to wear if you're having a day where you're thinking maybe I'm not going to wear a foundation. I have been known just to go out with this and powder up, because it really does give a more closed off finish to your pores. It's really nice, actually, really effective product. So you're thinking you're paying quite a lot. I think it was about the £28–29 mark, but it's lasted really well and gives such a nice finish. So I also just put a little bit on top of my eyelids as well. Some bloggers that I watch, they don't tend to put foundation and product like this on their eye unless they're doing like an eyeshadow. I like to, because I always get dark circles, so I like to give myself really good coverage. If you just notice here, I am doing the jawline as well. You don't want to have any tide marks. I mean, obviously if you're getting your foundation matched really well anyway, then you shouldn't be getting that, but sometimes it can easily happen to the best of us. So primer is on. Normally I would sort of leave that for maybe 5 minutes, go and grab myself a cup of tea in the morning or something, but obviously for today I'm just going to move it along quite quickly. I've done a review today on my blog about the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I love this foundation, it is amazing. Honest to God, does exactly what it says on the tin. It works really well onto the skin, it blends, and a little bit really does go a long way. So again, even though it's quite expensive, you are getting quality for your money. My negative, if anyone watched the blog, was that it is a pour. I do prefer to use a pump because I feel like you're not wasting so much product then. So really steady hand, girls and guys, and just watch how much you use. So Mum always taught me from being little, you can always add but you can't take away. So I'm going to start with maybe 20p piece worth of foundation there. And again, because it is a more expensive foundation, and it sort of works really well into the skin itself, I wouldn't use my beauty blender with this either, purely because it naturally will soak up a lot of the product and you don't really want to be wasteful. So using my MAC brush here, it's the 190 foundation brush, and I love this. I haven't really changed this for years. This is always what I've used. Obviously you'll have fits for yourself, but this works really, really well for me. I'm really happy with it because I can also, you know, stub with it as well. So I always start on the cheek. I'm moving everything up in an upwards direction. You don't want your foundation to be dragging down the face. So making sure we're just really blending that in. A little bit more. I'm only using a tiny bit at a time, literally really don't need to use a lot. So going on to the other cheek, I'm a bit rosy cheeked today. Going upwards motions again. And just really bringing that across. I never pull down on my face, I just feel like the pigment just looks funny and it just isn't sitting in a nice or a flattering way. Again, just a little bit on the brush. I'm just gonna clip my hair over here out of the way, and just go across. Some people, and myself often, don't wear foundation on their forehead. It isn't actually like necessary. That's generally a good skin area for a lot of people, and you can just use powder to get coverage there. So I'm just using the brush just to go here. Problem area for me is because I've got my nose pierced. It's actually stuck at the minute, I can't get it out, is just making sure that this area is all covered. So I do tend to pay a bit of extra attention there because I do not want a flaky area of skin where I've missed it. So I just make sure my brush really works into those creases, and the other side as well. I've got friends that actually put a little bit of foundation and a little bit of primer on their lip, which, to be honest, I think is not a bad idea. If you're going to be wearing a highly pigmented lip colour, that can really work for you, and it can be really long wearing. So just continuing to work the foundation. I'm not going to put foundation on my lips today because after this I'm popping to Sainsbury's and I don't really think that I need to have a really heavy lipstick on for that. So I'm just working that up. Make sure your temples are done and everything. So your brush, by the end of it, should be feeling quite clean. You've spread as much around as possible, and again, like I said with the primer, at this point I would probably go and do something else and let this set for a couple of minutes as well, just because I think when you rush your makeup a little bit, or you're putting a product on another product that's not set completely, you can end up with a slightly cakey look. So obviously today I'm gonna speed it along, as I've said. So that is the foundation. That is so, honestly, I mean, this isn't the greatest camera in the world. I am going to be looking at getting a better camera, but it's just flawless colour, that is. And that was from 20p piece worth of product as well, so you can imagine that this bottle, it really will last quite a long time. I actually really like the packaging. Just the only flaw for me really is not having the pump facility on there. But I mean, really, I guess I could get one from somewhere else. The MAC ones are too big for the bottle, so that's a little bit ineffective. But if I do manage to find one, then I'll put the details up onto the blog for you as well. So what I did get, which I haven't actually written a review on the blog, is I also got the Estee Lauder Double Wear Powder. When I went to get it in, actually, the girl said to me that this is really good just as a finisher. I'm not going to put it on at this stage because I'm just going to do a little bit of concealing and just use my Touche Éclat as well, just for a little bit of highlight. So, Clinique. I will be doing a review on this as well in the next couple of weeks, as well as doing a review on the Uemura POREraser, like a more thorough vlog on that. This is the Clinique Even Better Concealer. When I was looking at getting a new concealer, I read thoroughly about which ones. This one kept coming up as a must try. Wasn't actually that expensive. I think that this was like, I think it was like £18. And even though it looks like a really tiny little part, it's actually quite a lot. There's actually quite a lot in there. And with this, I am really pale on this. So you can see you've got a little pot, so just put your finger in. Most mornings, believe me, I wake up and I have some blemishes and what have you. Generally speaking, I do have good skin and it's an even skin. However, I will always use a little bit of concealer, just because, as I say, I do have quite dark circles under my eyes. I think that this is just a curse of people with dark hair and sort of olivey skin. But this is lovely. It's quite thick though, so it's not that easy to work with, so I would just only use it in concentrated areas. So we're just going to go straight in. We're going to use that just under the eye and just take it in just there ever so slightly. Make sure you're making it blend out a little bit though. See, the difference from that to that is huge. Honestly, for me, dark circles, nightmare. So I'm just going to do the other one. I'm just sweeping across as well and just making sure that's in that corner. There we go. So, huge difference, my god. Next stage of my daily makeup routine is this bad boy. I have been using this for years. I love it. As soon as it runs out, I have to go get me a new one, because I couldn't be without this. I absolutely adore this product. So, a couple of pumps. I'm going to show you where I like to use it. When I first had it, I think I was like 18. So over the past like 8 years, I've figured out how to use it for me. I think a lot of people tend to use it completely differently to how it's meant to be. It's not a concealer, it is a highlighter. It's meant for that purpose. So what we need to do is we need to be concentrating on the areas of the face that the light is hitting and just accentuate those areas. I'm going to put this 3 little dots there, always put it there, and a few dots there. I always take it as well just above the brow, under the brow. It's really difficult with that mirror. Other places that I put it is down the bridge of my nose. I have got quite a big nose, so anything for me that can like just create the illusion that it's a little bit narrower, I just love. Another place I put it is I put it here, and I do like a tree effect. That just gives a really nice finish. Last and final place that this goes for me is an interesting one. If you are wearing a lipstick, whatever the colour, although if you wear like a deep red, like maybe MAC Ruby Woo or something, this would really look amazing, is I just put it across my Cupid's bow, and it'll just create like a plumper lip illusion. So we're just going to work it in. Again, everything I do with my face, I'm moving everything upwards because I don't want to be dragging my skin down. I feel like if I drag it, maybe I'll get wrinkles. So everything's just moving up. And again, there's no real art to this. I just get stuck in with my fingers and just on the Cupid's bow. So you can just see there's just a bit of a highlight there. So next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows. this is something that for me is like really important. I'm very into having a good brow. So what I'm going to do is show you my favourite product for this. Over the years there's been loads of different things I've used. This is actually Rimmel and it's £2.99 from Boots. I use it in the dark brown, is this? Oh, it's Hazel. This is the Hazel colour. Even though I'm quite dark naturally, I find that the dark and the black is just too harsh on the skin, really. It's a bit of highlighter that's just not quite rubbed in. But this is really nice. It's really effective, and you know what? This lasts for bloody ages. I'm not even lying, it really does. So for £2.99, go get one, try it out. I'm not looking directly at the camera. I have got a little mirror here that I'm just going to do this in because I just like to do a really neat job with this. So really, if you get your eyebrows threaded, or if you're plucking them in a fairly decent shape anyway, like me, there's not really, I don't need much more brow, I just want to make them a little bit more defined, then you just fill in. But we will do probably do a vlog where I'll do it on my friend, and she has just got a narrower brow than me. So the one thing with this is I really like working with it when it's a little bit blunt. And if you can see there, the pencil is actually quite blunt. But when it's sharp, it's just it just doesn't work as well into the brow for me. So I'm just filling it in. One thing I do, although I don't need it any fuller, is I just like to extend the line just maybe ½ centimetre. I mean, that might be too harsh a brow for some people. For me, I just love it. A bit of a Scouse brow, I love. So I'm just going to do the other one. At this point, I feel like when my eyebrows go on, that I can really feel my face like starting to come together. So just following the line of your brow. Girls, if you are plucking these, guys as well even, you should really try and avoid plucking from the top because they won't grow back as much. So just cut from in between and just follow the natural arch of your brow bone. Nothing worse than over plucking a brow. So I've just extended that one as well a little bit. Okay, so I think that one is just ever so slightly not as filled in. There we go. So brows are on. What I'm going to do now is bronze. So for this, I again have tried many a bronzer over the years. I am pretty hooked on the MAC Mineralize, and this is in Gold Deposit. If you look at the, it's actually like loads of different colours. Mine's wearing a little bit. I do need to have a new one, but this has lasted me a long time. Something that I'm not amazing with myself yet is doing contouring. So this is something that I'm practicing. There's actually in a mascara product that I'm gonna probably get, and I'm gonna start trying with that. But the general concept that I'm sort of going to work with is just using a bronzer first, just for some easy learning where you should be putting those darker lines. So just bronze in here, brush. I just like to use, I've just got a big Barry M brush for this. It works well for me. I've got quite a big face, but I need quite a big bronzer brush. So we're going to work in a 3. And that is just going to help sort of mist the areas that we've used the Touche Éclat on. So everywhere that the light is hitting, there needs to be another part of the face where the light isn't getting to, and that's what gives you that nice, the nice effect on your skin, like sort of that Kim Kardashian look that everybody is going crazy for. Like, who wouldn't want to look like her, really? So we're going to start at the top, and we're going to bring it round. This is the easiest way that I've been taught how to do this. And then just always suck in a little bit, just pinch your lips in, and we'll look a bit silly, but we're going to look so much better for it in the long run. So again, you're just going just under. Not long ago I went and had my makeup done. I'm not going to name the stand that it was at, but the girl put my bronzer too high and it just looked awful. I mean, just really throws off the balance of your face. So your brow bone is here, you need to just be doing it just under. Remember, we've highlighted here, so you've put some work in there as well. You don't want to waste that work. You see that bronzer, you can see, gives such a really nice, just it illuminates, and there's like little particles in it, just pick up the light. So that's our first part of our 3. Always just going to do just under the jawline as well. Just going to do the other side. You can see that side, this has got no definition. So this is the only time all through the video I've been saying pull everything up. This is the only time that you actually allowed to pull down the face a little bit. And then just pull it down a little bit into the nape of your neck. So you can see there that I'm looking a little bit more humane now, shall we say. And the last thing we're going to do is, some people don't like to do this. I mean, I've got a bright pink My Whistles jumper on at the minute, so I'm probably not going to wear this as well, but I just put a little pink blush on. It's just a Model's Own one. It's really, really cheap. I'm not going to hold it to the camera because honestly it's really battered. I'm a little bit ashamed of how battered it is. So you're just going to smile, and just where the light is hitting, just going to do literally a couple of those. That's all we're going to do. Keep it really simple. The last things are eyes and lips. So eyes, I don't tend to wear eyeliner, which is for me a little strange because for years I used to do the feline flick. I do actually have an amazing Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner, and it is called the Feline Flick, and it's the best one I've ever used. Pencil doesn't really give a nice clean finish. It's really hard to work with, but definitely the Charlotte Tilbury, it's a liquid liner. Really, really effective, really long lasting. Other than that, I'd say try and use gels, but that is something that I will go through, is the Feline Flick and the cat eye. So at the minute, well, for a long time actually, I've liked to use 2 mascaras. So at the minute I'm using Chanel, just their basic eyeliner. It's waterproof because I'm going on my jollies soon, so I really can't be by the pool with absolutely nothing on because I will scare the children. So I use that with the Yves Saint Laurent, the Babydoll as well. So start with the Chanel, and just curling up, and just wiggle that out a little bit because you just want to separate the lashes. Why is it that when we do mascara, every girl has her mouth open? It's really strange, like doing mascara and catching flies. Really weird. Right, so I always give it about 5-10 seconds and then give it another little coat. Notice I haven't gone all the way in, just simply because like the way my eyes are a bit strange, and it just hits too much and I just get a bit of residue, and I don't really like to have that. I like a nice clean finish. So that's had another 10 seconds or so. I'm just going to do the bottom. Always use a waterproof. I mean, this is just me personally. Some people might be okay. The Babydoll is an amazing mascara, and I do love it, as well as like the Bad Girl Lash with Benefit, and you know, the Yves Saint Laurent Fake Lash Effect mascaras are really, really good. But with all of those, they've been so heavy that I've actually had like darkness under the eyes through just a few hours into the day. So I use this one because of waterproof. I've tended not to get that, so I'm just gonna do that. Just helps open the eye up a little bit. And then I'm just going to take the this is the, sorry, not Bad Girl, talking about that, it's the Babydoll. So you can see this is a comb. So this really works the lash really nicely, so you'll get a longer lash. And again, don't forget to wiggle your brush. So now my lashes are looking pretty long there. It's there. Show you. I would not have got that close to the camera without my makeup being on. So we're just going to go over and do the other one. I don't know why, but this eye, my lashes are so much straighter. So I really have to like work at it to get any kind of curl. And there is a new mascara, I forget the name of it now, that has just come out that I will be investing in before holiday, and the comb itself is literally bent, so you can get in and get a much neater curl. Review to follow on that. So just do the bottom of that. So nearly done. Just use the Babydoll again, just to work out those lashes, and just try and make some semblance of a curl. So eyes are done, and the last thing is lipstick. Let's take that out. Start to look a little bit more humane again. So at the minute, I was in love with MAC's Lustering lipstick. It was my favourite. I don't even know if it's somewhere. Seeing if I had it. I've honestly, like, I'm so in love with that lipstick. I've literally used it to death. So yeah, here we go. I mean, it's a stump. I've used that colour so much. Right now I've just got the cream Sheen, and that's the Lickable one. Again, love this colour. They don't do the Lustering one anymore, but MAC, even though they discontinue a lot of their colours, they do always tend to have one that's quite similar. So I'm just going to pop this on. That's a bit screwy. There we go. So there we are. Makeup tutorial, first one over and done with. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry my camera is not the most amazing at the minute. This is something I promise I will invest in. So that is the finished beauty look. Just a basic day look. I will take pictures, put them onto my blog. So see you soon. Next time that I'll be blogging will probably be on Sunday, that I'll do another video, and that will probably be the review of the Uemura POREraser. So please check online for that. In the meantime, any queries, email me at pixiecosgriff@googlemail.com. Details are on below, and they're also on my blog as well, Pocket Beauty blog. So see you soon, guys. Bye.